morning. Morning, YouTube. So we got started on this field here last night. We didn't get started until 6 o'clock because it was raining and crappy all day, but then the wind picked up and the sun came out towards the end of the day, and we were able to get it dried down, and we knocked 22 acres off this field last night. So we are going to cruise here, try to get this knocked out, and then we'll move that way to a 70-acre field. So we're gonna have some fun today. Hopefully knock a lot off. We got grain cart driver, truck driver, so we're all set for personnel today. We are going to hopefully smash some acres out. So we didn't quite get 2 trucks loaded last night. We ended up having an issue with the 215 that the serpentine belt decided that it didn't want to live anymore. So we shut down because we didn't have an extra one. We have an AMS trial over in that other part, so I'm leaving that until our agronomist gets here. We also had the chain for the reel break. The master link broke on it, so we had to fix that too, but that was an easy fix. We had an extra master link. We're gonna have to get more 50s because we used the last one. We were kind of digging around in the box for it. Yeah, the beans are about where they were last night. They're 13, 12 and a half, 13. Maybe a little bit wetter than what they were last night, but still perfect. It's about 11 o'clock here. Dad's back home working on the 245. He has a mechanic here helping with it. There was some shimming with putting the planetaries back together and wasn't positive what to do. So he had someone come down and help, and they're making sure everything is sized right. And we're gonna get that put back together because we're gonna swap the 245 onto the cart, and then Dad's gonna take the 215, and he has a bunch of wheat to plant. We still have some beans here to take off that are gonna be wheat next year, so we're gonna take and hopefully do that maybe this weekend, but we kind of have to be in a few places at once here. The dust is flying. It's a good thing. So going across the interstate. Probably wondering what the hell's going on. Alright, so our agronomist is here. We're gonna calibrate the monitors, so I need to go to calibrations. We're gonna do yield. I think we're gonna do the wizard one or the advanced. I can't remember. He did not like the fast calibrations. So we got a full truck sitting up there. Jeremy went back to grab the other one. Hopefully he'll take that one in. He has to go to work. And then I got my other brother here running cart, so hopefully we can knock something out. If Jeremy can get that loaded, that'd be great. Help me out a little bit here. We're gonna take off the AMS trial along with calibrating, so let's get it. Alright, so he's getting his weigh wagon lined up with the cart. I gotta cut 4,000 pounds here. Alright, put it up here. So we got our little over 4,000 pounds here, so I head up and dump her in the weigh wagon, and then we're gonna do an advanced calibration. Drone flying around me right now. I think that one's a Mavic 3. I gotta get a new drone eventually here. Yeah, there it is. I don't know if you guys, the GoPro picks it up. Right there. We're gonna do one more test here, do another 4,000 pounds and see where we're at. We had a 5% error. We were at 3,900 on the weigh wagon, and I was at 4092 on the combine. We're gonna go cut another 4,000 pounds here and see where we're at. Monitor says 3974.
So when you actually come on, yeah.
All right, so we were at 3974 on the monitor, and we got 3996. So we're pretty close.
Yeah, I'm not doing another one. So maybe do a new task for those.
Okay.
But yeah, at least you got one here and then one on the other side. How many? I think I got 2 more passes on those, don't you?
Yeah, I would say 2 passes on that. So, and then you're gonna want one on the other side of the non.
Just do this one here and then do one in the middle. I don't wherever.
Okay.
Do you still have some down there to finish yet?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's about as close as we've ever been. So we're gonna leave it right where it is and knock the rest of this field out. We're gonna be in here for the AMS trials. So, and then the next field we go to, we have 2 AMS trials on those, and we have one on sand ground and the other on kind of a sandy clay ground. So we're gonna get a good variation off of that field as well. 245 is done. Yeah, it just has to grease it and put the tires back, and the front tires back on. Dad's gonna come down and grab this truck, take it in, and then Joe and I are gonna finish up the rest of this field, and then we're gonna move that way. Unbelievable. All right, we just got done with this field. We did our AMS trial, and this trial actually was a success. So we have our 2 more over on the other field, and we're gonna see what those look like, and if those are good, then might be something we do next year. It was ammonium sulfate at 100 pounds to the acre. Alright, so we're on to this next field. I've gotten 27 acres done so far. We did our first AMS trial, and there again there was another increase, it appears. We're gonna wait until we get the data gathered and see about what the exact differences were. Dad just left with the truck. We got an empty one sitting here and some stuff on the cart yet, so. But anyways, wanted to get this off so we can get moving somewhere else tomorrow. So hopefully the wind keeps blowing like it is. Get us going late again tonight. wraps us up for the night. We're gonna take and call it a night here. Have just a little bit of this field left. Everything is full except for the cart. We ain't gonna fill the cart up. Talking for a heavy dew tomorrow. It's the next day. I'm just firing up here, firing stuff up, letting stuff warm up, and I'm getting set up for Jeremy. He's gonna run here this morning. I'm gonna take some trucks and Dad's out planting wheat. So Jeremy and Joe are gonna run. We're gonna run the rest of this field here. There's 10 acres left, 10 to 15 acres left, something like that. We got the bulk of them knocked out last night. We got everything full last night. I'm gonna take the trucks in. We're gonna cut 30 acres of beans of ours that we're putting into wheat, and Dad's out planting wheat for somebody else today. So. So this morning Dad came and opened up a pathway in this cornfield because the neighbor has to get through our field here to cut their beans. Just poked into a little corn here and he's taking it up to my uncle's. It was running like 30%, you know, between 25 and 30%. So we're gonna be a while on corn yet. A lot of these crops haven't even dropped yet, so still a lot of green back there yet too. When I take this back up and get it back over to beans, the drain head hooked up. Jeremy's just picking me up here. I'm gonna go grab my truck, which is down the road at that field that we opened up. Headed home with the corn head. When I get this home, go back. Hopefully they'll have that truck topped off. I'll take that in, and then we have to switch to the next field, which is right down the road. Try not to take the head off. There's nowhere to hitch up to the head in that field, so we're gonna have to road that down, which it isn't far, but it's a pretty busy road. We're gonna have the grain cart go down and block traffic off so we can get down there. So this is one of the places that the tornado rolled through not this last summer, but the summer before. So you can see all the volunteer corn. The corn was flat on the ground. A lot of it was blown over, but it was not cracked at the stem, or it wasn't green snap, so it was still growing yet. So a lot of the cobs we couldn't pick up. They were almost matted into the ground. They were matted in the ground. There's a barn out there that I took out, and pretty much started at the north end of our road, which is about 6 miles that way, and it was kind of hopscotched, and then it got bigger. There's a woods right over there. It took out didn't really level any houses, but it, you know, it was an EF1, so didn't really level any houses, but there was actually one up there that it took it off its foundation, and that house had to be tore down. Got bigger over here, and the winds were well over 100 miles an hour. There was quite a bit of corn that was down, corn and soybeans too. So there's stuff we had to leave because we just couldn't get it, or like with beans, there were a lot of residue, or there was a lot of debris in the beans, and it just stuff we couldn't go, or we just had to go over, and we couldn't get some of the beans in there just because stuff was scattered. There's naily boards and all that. And I'm waiting for the boys to finish fill this truck up here. And they're gonna finish up this field here, and then we got to move down the road that way. The farm right along the interstate there. There's, I think, 30 acres there. Then after that, we're moving that way, and we're gonna knock out Jeremy's beans today. And then after that, we are headed another 5 miles, and there's 100 and some acres over there that we're gonna do. So I have a feeling we'll be sitting in the corn. We like to take it off at 17, 18, 19% in that area. Just for the drying purposes. We take it off wetter if we had our own grain dryer, but we don't. So we'll be waiting on that, a grain dryer here in the next 5 years, or a grain bin complex here in the next 5 years, and not out of the question. Because it'd be nice to dry our own grain, and you know, gives us a little bit more time to combine to at nighttime. And then too, it would give us a chance to do a little bit better marketing, and then we wouldn't have to pay for storage. Hence our elevator, you know, we don't have too many complaints about stuff, so we can get in there, get out. Sometimes the lines get pretty big, but otherwise it's the fact of marketing, being able to go later, having a little bit more flexibility with that time, and drying our own grain. It'll be a little cheaper, but hopefully this load here that is getting thrown on is going to top this truck off. So just has one hopper to fill up. First one's full. Second one doesn't have anything in it. We have 2 two steel trailers. This is a jet trailer, that one's a Drake trailer. We like having the steel trailers for moving in and out of fields like we do a lot of times with the bending and twisting. Sure, it doesn't, I'm sure a lot of the newer aluminum trailers are fine. We used to have an aluminum trailer, a 40-foot Stoughton, I believe it was, and that thing made a lot of weird noise when it came on and out of field. So I wouldn't mind having a pace setter or a Timpty, but these trucks are cheaper. We're not hauling, you know, a huge amount of distance, and you know, these things work really good for us. Gives us more time to focus on the equipment side of stuff. Instead of semis, be nice to have another semi. We run into times, especially in corn, because sometimes we do truck quite a bit or a ways, or the round trip tends to be an hour in some. Be nice having a second trucker with a third semi, just to be able to get back and forth and keep the combine going. But in beans, we never really have an issue. So we're just finishing up on this farm here. We're gonna throw the rest of it in the semi back there. I just brought this one over here because it only got moved over. And this one is, otherwise this one I'd have to sit on the road for a little while. So we're just gonna throw her in. We're gonna get over there, get stuff opened up, and then get this one over here, fill this up in the cart, or just do the one side of that farm. So a little bit of moving around here, doing, you know, a couple of 20-acre fields and 15-acre fields and 10-acre fields and 5. Some of these are just moving around, so we didn't get as many acres overall today, but stuff checked off the box. So the next day, we got switched over to this farm this morning. It got way too tough last night. Immediately when the sun went down, it was tough out. We're out here, we're gonna cut off this field and then that field right there. We are headed that way to a farm that they're gonna do the hauling for us. So Jeremy and I are gonna roll on that. It's just us two today. My other brother went to work and Dad's all planting wheat still. We got out to this field here about 11, got started. Moisture was just about perfect, it was perfect. We were right at 13, and right when we got going down the field, it was down to 11. Knocking out the acres. We're a little more than half done with beans now, and there's most likely going to be a sitting time in between soybeans and corn from the looks of it. From the little bit of corn we poked into, it's still really wet yet, so we'll let it sit and dry. That combine is probably hot right now. Dick got up in there. We're gonna fur up and make sure everything's okay here. Just a little branch got up in there and stopped that wand, and that wand isn't turning, it's sucking debris in there. And then the combine heats up. It wasn't heated up, so it must have not have been long. It must have been when he was taking that. sound right. I was looking around there while I was taking that video, and I noticed that. So many things you have to watch on these combines. Not necessarily that would have caused an issue fire-wise, but that engine could get really hot if you let it go for too long. There's all kinds of things you have to watch on these machines when you're running them. Not a huge thing, but it's good we caught it when we did. Well, it was not supposed to rain this early. We were talking at midnight tonight. Well, it's 3 o'clock, so. Well, I guess that's wrapping us up for today. So, that's gonna wrap the video up. So we're gonna take and keep going whenever we can get started. So they're talking rain for tonight into tomorrow. So we'll be shut down here for a couple of days, it looks like, or at least 24 to 48 hours we'll be shut down. So I'm gonna wrap the video up here. I hope you guys enjoyed. Throw a comment down below. Tell me how you guys are liking the videos. If you haven't yet, please subscribe. Hit that like. Helps out the videos. Tells YouTube that I'm actually worth watching. So yeah. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll catch you in the next one.